crazy thing about old fairy tales and folklore, they're often pretty grim and gruesome. So fair warning, if kids are watching, just don't. Unless you're into that dark kind of stuff, then grab a popcorn, a cup of tea, and maybe a pickle, because today we're going to be talking about good old folklore. But before we begin, let me tell you guys why folklore are just the best thing ever. Because old stories like folklore have no rules or boundaries, no generic plot lines, no overused cliche. Anyone dies, anything goes. Oh, are you getting emotionally attached to that character? Dead. Oh, is that your wife? Dead. Is that your brother? Dead. Is that your parent? Dead. Is that your lover frog? Is that your chubby friend who has a lovable laugh and a nervous quirk that everybody enjoys? Actually, you can say. But nowadays, if you see a main character in a movie, you probably know they're gonna survive. Unless it's Leonardo DiCaprio. He always dies. Look, what I'm trying to say is that folklore are amazing. If you guys ever get tired of watching movies, go read a folklore for some mindgasms. By the way, have you guys seen that John Wick movie? At one point, this Russian mob boss starts singing about this thing called Baba Yaga, which is translated to the boogeyman, which I don't think is actually very accurate, because Baba Yaga is first of all pronounced Baba Yaga. She originates from Slavic folklore, the Russian medieval times. Now, Baba Yaga is actually a witch that enjoys eating children for breakfast. And no, I don't mean metaphorically like a douchebag saying, "Oh, I can eat you for breakfast every day, bro. It's every day." I mean, her nutritional diet is consisted of fear children. She was the embodiment of fear to prevent little kids from playing out too late. Actually, in a way, that is a boogeyman. And Baba Yaga honestly never seems to be the main protagonist of a story. She seems to show up out of nowhere and either make the main character's life miserable or help them along their journey, but you never know what's gonna happen until the end. Also, her outer appearance is never consistent throughout various folklore. Sometimes she has skinny legs, she has a big nose, and she even has iron teeth. But other times, she doesn't look so bad, She's looking pretty good. I love listening to this podcast called Myths and Legends. And I'm going to tell you right now, I listen to every single one of their podcasts. But my favorite has to be the story of Baba Yaga. Or at least stories that involve her. Because she has a way of just making a twist that's so... So one day Baba Yaga sees this knight named Ilya, right? And then Ilya sees Baba Yaga in return. And he threatens to kill her. But she says, no, I can help you get out of this dangerous forest that you're in. So she lets him get by, warning him about this creature named Nightingale that can kill humans by screaming. So with Baba Yaga's help and stuff, Ilya the knight kills the Nightingale. Side note, Ilya rips the monster's throat out. And suddenly a child comes out from the bushes. So the knight, being a knight that killed the monster, got up and was like, "Oh, this? Yeah, I did this. You're welcome." And slowly, 15 other people started appearing. And they all just started crying, man. "Daddy, daddy." Yeah, it turns out the Nightingale had a family. And also turns out that he was protecting them from thieves and hunters. So that messes up the knight. And then he wobbles out of the forest in great shame of what he just did. And then, you think the story ends there, but no, Baba Yaga comes along and finds all these children and then eats all of them, one by one. Yeah, and that's the end of the story. There's no happy ending, there's no true love, everybody dies. And what's the moral of the story, you ask? I feel like it's pretty obvious. Don't follow a witch or listen to a witch when it tells you to do something. I mean, I'm no Einstein, but I guess if a witch tells me to do something, I'm gonna be like, "Sorry girl, maybe next time." Shouldn't this be the first thing they teach in their medieval kindergarten if they had one? Right next to "Don't follow strangers with candy," it should probably say, "Don't trust a witch that enjoys eating children." I mean, am I crazy? Another thing about Baba Yaga is that she can actually tell the future. So you can ask her anything you want and she'll always tell you the truth. But remember, she's a bad witch. She'll never lie, but she'll always tell you certain portions of truth to misguide you. So this one story, a king comes, asks Baba Yaga about his death. She tells him that he's gonna drown. So he freaks out. He goes to this isolated castle, surrounds himself with guards, no liquid allowed except water. And then he just lives in this horrified fear forever. And one day he just decides to go up his castle and take a walk, and starts to rain, and he slips, he falls, it keeps on raining, and his face gets drowned in water. First of all, let me tell you why that's a bullcrap story. Because if guards are around 24/7, don't you think they'll help him up? But no. Yeah, see, I thought that too. But apparently the guards got sick and tired of him being freaked out by drowning in water. So they just left him. And then he died. Because that's what happens when you ask Baba Yaga how you're gonna die. It messes you up. Paradox or something. Now, Baba Yaga isn't heartless. She does like a certain type of people. It's not very specific what kind of people she likes, but the usual criteria is that they have to be helpless, really clever, and be not scared of her at all. So if you ever see a witch flying down, don't be scared and be like, I'm clever and helpless, and you'll be fine. Or something. I don't know. She sometimes lets a child or two stay at her weird house, and if she grows fond of them, she'll teach them magic and sorcery and let them go out in the world and do great things. And so oftentimes when you see a witch in these Slavic folklores, they'll reference Baba Yaga as their teacher or their goddess or whatever. But if that doesn't happen, you're dead if you see her. I love folklore, they just don't know their boundaries. There's another story of Baba Yaga stealing a baby, raising it up as her own, just so she can make him clean the house, then eat him. What a bedtime story, eh? No wonder the Russians don't have feelings. Wow, that wasn't racist at all. Why do I always pick on Russians? Why is that Anyway, I know this isn't the type of video you guys are expecting out of me, but I just really like old tales and I want to share them with you guys. And let me know if you guys know any crazy legends that I should look into. Oh, also, before I end, we have a Discord chat now. We have no clue how to properly use it, but I saw someone else doing it and it looks freaking awesome. So come on in. It'll be awesome. Chill with us, talk to us. Unless it's not, then we'll delete it. But until then, woo! Come join us. It'll be fun. Chat with me and Hosa and Steven and everyone else because it'll be fun. I don't know why I'm still talking. Okay, bye.